When was the last time you truly felt at ease? Like there was enough time to accomplish everything in your day? Honestly, for me, that was today, yesterday, and probably the day before. But that wasn't always the case. I used to really struggle with trying to figure out how to use my time to the best of my ability, to be able to accomplish things that I wanted to, and to really increase my productivity. It wasn't until my son left for university, though, that I ended up falling into an epic television binge watching session that equaled out to 94 episodes, 27 days, and 3,429 minutes. Now, when I finally woke up from that time wasting bender, I realized things needed to change. And that's when I started working on and creating my first time tool, which was the 42-minute hour. Over the next year, I started developing some different ideas and started expanding about what kind of time tools would work for me and for other people. And I created my time course strategy system. I started trying it out on students and authors and even corporate executives and started to see some real progress being made for people. Then I moved into actually being able to vanquish my own biggest time disruptor, which happens to be television. And I look forward to sharing that story with you on an upcoming episode. But time has always been a passion for me. And now it's my mission to help other people reclaim their lost time, to reimagine and redefine what productivity looks like for you, to get rid of the time shaming. I truly believe that the 168 hours that we are given every week matter, that minutes matter, your minutes matter, and that if we can introduce the idea of intentional usage of time plus accountability, we can equal out to increased productivity for all of us. Hi, I'm Michelle Ocherek-Dale, author, speaker, productivity coach, and creative arts therapist. Your Productivity Pulse is a podcast that will show up for you every Tuesday starting January the 13th, 2026, where we will explore the heart of productivity and learn about practical and sustainable tools that can work for you in real time for real people, building things like a customized time tool belt. But before we get started, I have a few questions for you. All right. So, have you ever dedicated time to a certain project and you sit down, your phone is beside you on the desk, and all of a sudden it pings and you pick it up and you start scrolling and you answer the ping. And then before you know it, you're looking at something else. And then all of a sudden, the dedicated time that you just set aside is now gone. Or it's Monday morning and you're taking a sip of your coffee and you think about what just happened to my weekend? Where did all the time go? Or one of my favorites, you're sitting down, you're getting ready for an appointment, either online or in person, and someone cancels or they're a no show. And you're all of a sudden in front of you have this block of time. Well, you have two choices. You can either do something with that time or you can fritter it away and then not even know where it went. I'm in favor of the doing something intentional with your time, which is where one of my time tools comes in. So, what I've actually developed is something called a gift of time, and what you give back to yourself. So, if you're in a situation like that, you have this block of time available to you. But the only way it truly becomes a gift is you can be if you can be intentional with it. And that can only happen with a little bit of planning. So I call them my gift of time plan B10, plan B30, and plan B60. Now, a plan B10 would be, you pull out your phone and you just have you have some notes, or you can just write it down on a piece of paper if you want. And just, what are some options that you could do with 10 minutes of your time so that you have them set aside just in case you end up with that little bit of time available. Same thing for a plan B30. You have a little bit more time. You can answer some emails. You can give somebody a phone call that you haven't talked to in a little while, or in a plan B60, which is my favorite, then that really gives you a chance to dive into and use that time to the best of your ability and truly make it a gift for you to take care of something. I often like to work on like one of the books that I'm writing, or I even actually have knitting projects that I'm always working on because I like to, mix things up a bit. Being a creative arts therapist, I believe that, making art and doing some fun things like that in between can be super important too. And those are very productive. So, as we look at that, I think it's super important for you to understand how valuable it is to be able to do the planning in advance so that if something unexpected happens, you can pull up those plan Bs and be able to apply them and be able to be more productive with your time even in any situation. Well, thank you so much for joining me today as we took our first steps in reimagining what productivity can look like for you. Join me weekly on Tuesdays as I show and share more time tools, productivity tips, monthly interviews, and stories that will leave you planning your days with new purpose and intention. Until next time. Thank you so much for spending your time with me on this episode of Your Productivity Pulse. If today's conversation sparked a moment of action or reflection, I invite you to keep that momentum going. More practical strategies designed to enhance productivity, reduce stress, and weave balance back into your life can be found by joining my newsletter at vanartexpression.com. Once there, just head over to your Productivity Pulse podcast page to sign up, or you can find the link in the show notes. Remember, intention plus accountability equals productivity. Until next time, keep listening to your pulse.